What's up, you guys? Welcome to the wrap, our post show for the podcast. This week, I actually suggested that we talk about spoilers.
I said, what a great idea.
I know, because the thing that brought this on was that I already told you about this yesterday, but
You kind of mentioned it.
wanted to actually get it down on camera. But I basically wanted to talk about spoilers because I was scrolling through social media and I saw a clip of Superman that is going to be in the movie. And I'm like, why? Why are you guys spoiling stuff that's happening in the movie before the movie has even come out? So that's what made me think about talking about spoilers because I'm tired of it. And me and Jack have this discourse of being like, yeah, if you don't go see a movie opening weekend, then it gets spoiled to you over the internet, on TikTok, on Instagram, on Facebook, on Twitter, literally everywhere, and you can't escape from it.
The idea is that there's literally impossible to be able to avoid spoilers for most things in the age of information nowadays. That if you are not a diehard fan of whatever media is coming out, it's not even just movies, it's also TV shows, even things like video games too. Mm-hmm. It's if you are not on that right away, then basically the argument is from people on the internet, certain people on the internet, is that you deserve to have it be spoiled for you, and it's that right. Makes no sense at all. And it's part of the reason why. Well, it's part of the reason why I'm not on social media as much, and also it's why I don't really watch movie trailers anymore. Mm-hmm. Because even the tiniest little things can be spoiled by too much information. Oh yeah, and it's just I like to experience things with almost no knowledge beforehand.
Oh yeah, and the other thing too about the Superman movie coming out was that James Gunn was asked are all these people in this movie? And he goes yeah, all these people are in the movie. Boom. And I was all like, why are you answering that question? Obviously, I understand. Oh, these are your key people that you love being in your movies because you love working with them. I get that. I understand that. But you couldn't have just said, well, you'll have to watch the movie to find out. And it's all we already know that Nathan Fillion is in the movie. He's been in all 3 of the Guardians of the Galaxy movies. And we know about this because they've come out already. Yeah. But it's the other thing of being yeah, is this person in there? Yeah, they are. It's okay, well, what about this person? Yeah, they are. And it's all why can't you just let this stuff be a surprise? Mm-mm. And back when the Fantastic Four trailer first came out, and I told you about it, you're don't tell me anything about it because I don't want to be spoiled. Yeah. And I was all okay, well, especially where in the trailer they have a shadow of Galactus over the city. Yeah. And I'm just that's a spoiler right there. Why are you going to spoil the big baddie of the movie?
It's so annoying because a spoiler can come upon you at any moment. Yeah. Especially when you're not expecting it. For example, if you're watching ads on YouTube, mm-hmm. if you're going to see a movie and you see the trailers beforehand. Yeah. If you're watching something completely unrelated to film whatsoever, I got spoiled for some of the stuff. I watched a movie trailer during the Super Bowl. Right. And it's just I was trying so hard to see that, but it's whenever there's advertisements or ad breaks and something like that, more than likely one of them at least is going to be a movie trailer, and it's going to show actual footage from the movie, and more than likely it's going to contain a spoiler of some kind. Yeah. So 100%. It's just really difficult to be excited for upcoming movies nowadays if you don't want to get spoiled about what they are about or who's in them.
Yeah, I don't have the money to go and see every single movie that comes out, and I don't have enough time in the weekend to go and just watch a shit ton of movies, especially if they're released on streaming. I can't do that, and I don't think that the normal person can.
For me, it's not so much about the time factor. I would go see a movie on opening day if it weren't everybody else's idea to also go and see it.
Yeah.
So you go to like a normal movie theater that doesn't like I like going. There's a local movie theater around here called the Alamo. It's a chain.
Yeah.
And it's like 21 and over because it has a bar in it, and it's like partial like. You eat food and you have a drink while you're watching the movie.
Yeah.
There's no kids allowed.
Oh yeah.
But if you go to like a Marcus Theaters
or AMC Theaters or
Theaters
whatever,
or something like a major movie theater chain.
Yeah.
And if it's a movie that even somewhat caters to children, just a little bit, you know the opening day is just gonna be full of a bunch of like annoying kids.
Yeah.
You know? So it's like the theater is going to be packed. And it's like, I don't want to sit in a crowded theater while watching a movie.
Oh, yeah.
I got a little bit of claustrophobia in me. So that's part of the reason why. But it's also just annoying, right? Just to like there's less options for seating, too, when you watch it like on an opening day. So my option is always just like, okay, let the hype die down over the weekend or whenever it comes out and just like go and see it maybe a week afterwards or a couple days afterwards. But by then, people are already posting, like, spoilers don't even come in, like, people just telling you what happened. They also come in memes. You know?
Yeah. It's all like, oh, yeah, like, spoiler of this movie for those people that know.
Like, a big event will be spoiled in a movie because somebody made a meme about it, and now it's being shared all over the place.
Yeah.
Even to people in circles where, like, they don't even really care about that movie, but, like, it's become such a popular meme that, like, oh, that's a point that happens now. And I've had several movies spoiled like that for me.
Yeah.
Because a key moment in a film was turned into a meme, and then now I just know that happens, you know? It's like, It's like I think a lot of like Infinity War was kind of spoiled for me for that because of that.
Yeah.
Like certain moments in Infinity War were spoiled for me because people just started making Infinity War memes nonstop.
Yeah.
And it's like, man, that would be nice to see.
It's also the thing of like, I say that like, especially for like more recent movies, it's all like the topic of discussion that comes up is like, okay, well, how long should you wait up until you can like talk about spoilers for a movie? It's like, well, I feel like it would have to be like the week after to talk about spoilers. Like if you're going to actually like, obviously people that have the review and that's what they dedicate their like, you know, channel to, TikTok to, whatever, their social media, like, yeah, you can do a spoiler-free review of the initial release, and then if you want to have that discussion about like spoilers, then you can also do that either as a separate video, or you can also tell people in the same video, hey, this is when I'm going to start talking more in depth about the movie, like I did for Ballerina.
I feel though as well, like for every person that does a spoiler-free review, there are about 10 other people that list every single spoiler in the film in like a document form, basically. Right. It's like that phenomenon that happened a long time ago with the Harry Potter movies coming out, right? Yeah. And it was literally just like, this is more about like a book, but there were literally people going around in minivans to bookstores all across the country with megaphones,
screaming out Snape dies at the end.
Like Snape kills Dumbledore, you know? Yeah. And it's like they literally just go around to people waiting in line to get these books because they hadn't read them yet. And there were copies leaked early. And they even went as far as like certain people logged on to like the Harry Potter forums, and they managed to get in and acquire every single email address that was associated to an account on that website, and they sent them a chain email that contained every single spoiler in the book.
That's crazy.
It's like there are just some people who are just looking to ruin it for people who care a lot about certain franchises.
Oh yeah, and like I especially hate being spoiled for like certain movies that I'm super hyped for and everything like that. Like I wanted to go see Thunderbolts.
Yeah. But
like I saw it the weekend after that it came out, and I'm all like, oh, okay. So then I started seeing stuff about it. I'm like, I don't want to know anything about it because I plan to go see it. And like, especially for, you know, again, for the Superman movie that's coming out here pretty soon, I'm reading the comic book. Mm-hmm. So all of that stuff has already been established. Yeah. Plus, with the movie, they're going to take certain things from the book. They're not going to take everything from the book, but they're going to take the majority of stuff from the book. So it's like when I actually read it and I watch it, it's going to be that comparison. Now, I'm not going to compare the movie to the comic book. I'm going to be like, hey, that was actually really cool of what they did from the comic that they brought it into live action. Like, that to me is going to be a lot more fulfilling to me when I go and see the new Superman for that reason. Because, like, I haven't really done this. I've always watched the movie and then I've read the comic. But now I'm actually going to be ahead of it because I'm like, actually, I heard that All-Star Superman, which this new movie is based on, is actually a really good Superman story. So I want to read this and then I'm going to go watch the movie. So
yeah, the rules definitely apply differently to properties that have like they're being adapted from like a book or something like that. Because like I'm a big fan of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, the anime. So, but like originally it was a manga. So, but I'm ahead of the curve this time because they're now releasing the 7th season. Or like the 7th part of that show.
Yeah.
But I've already read the manga for part 7. So I already kind of know what's going to happen. So I can't really be spoiled on a lot of things. So it's a bit different when it comes to like book to movie adaptations or like TV show to movie or like video game to movie adaptations but like I'm talking mostly about like the rules apply a little bit differently there.
Oh yeah.
I like the only solution really to avoid spoilers is just to put yourself in situations where you're not able to see them, but it's almost impossible to do that nowadays.
Oh yeah, especially with how
because you can't just cut yourself off from social media if you're like really invested in it and you're like constantly looking stuff, or if that's a way that you consume information or entertainment. Yeah. Because like then you just like remove that and you're just like, well, now what do I do? You know?
Because I mean, like they can't. Excuse me. Wow. But like you can't just have a teaser trailer for a movie and then that's it. Like you have to release like 5 other trailers that still continue to show you more and more and more of the movie, and it's all like, I don't want to see any of that.
It's like there's several trailers for movies that have come out in the past couple of years where you watch the trailer, you've seen the movie.
Yeah.
You know every surprise that's going to happen in there. You know all the people who are going to be in it. There's nothing left for you to get excited about, and so you're just watching the rest of the stuff that's in the film, which is not very exciting.
Right. Like especially where there's this movie called Together. It's a horror suspense movie where it's this, you don't know pretty much anything that's going to happen, and that's what I like about it, because it's just like in the trailer it shows that there's this couple that they're estranged from each other now, and that there's these 2 dogs. Like you can infer that something's going to happen, that they just like basically come together as like being one being, essentially, but like you don't know any of that though. You don't know what's going to happen. You just know off of context clues because there's a drawing of a dog that came together as from 2 to 1, and it looks like a monstrosity. It's all that you can infer. And so it's like, oh, cool. But then it's like, okay, you have these 2 people, and the end of it is literally just like them being eye to eye. The eyelashes touch, and then they start to actually like go together, and it's like, oh, I need to watch this now because like I want to know what happens. So that to me is actually really cool. That's a good way to make a trailer. So it doesn't tell you anything. You're just going off of speculation. You don't know like any of the spoilers that's going to happen when you go and watch it.
On the opposite side, then you have like the trailer for Spider-Man No Way Home. Yeah. Which ruins every single possible thing that you could have been excited about the film. Yeah. It shows pretty much all the villains, and then didn't one of the trailers just show that like Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire were also in the film? No. No? Mm-mm. Maybe that was spoiled for me on like social media or something.
Yeah, because like I remember back when that was coming out that of course whenever you have these actors like Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield for this movie specific, where they got asked like, are you going to be in the new Spider-Man? They go like, no. Like, or it's like, especially with Harrison Ford, where he got asked like, oh, are you going to be the Red Hulk in the new Captain America? And he goes like, what's a Red Hulk? Like, I don't know what you're talking about. Like that whole thing. So, and of course, like Marvel's very good about like keeping stuff secret up until they want to release it.
Yeah, but then they spoil their own surprise.
Well, I know.
They keep it under wraps for so long, but then they just go ahead and reveal all of the cool things they're going to be in their movies themselves.
Well, it's kind of like even recently, like the new Spider-Man Brand New Day that's coming out like in the next couple of years or something. Oh. Like they already released news that John Bernthal's Punisher is going to be in there. So, and it's just like, oh, here's another person to add to the cast list. It's John Bernthal as the Punisher, and it's
Here's
like,
another person
that's cool.
Here's
That would have been awesome to actually fucking see. Now, obviously, if he's going to be a big villain, then that's understandable. But don't fucking sit there and be like, hey, I have this cool fucking thing that I'm going to showcase to you. That's a cameo. You didn't see that in the trailer, and it's all like, I don't care about that. I still want to be surprised when I go and see this movie when it comes out.
I just thought of an example of like a thing that was spoiled about a movie for me in terms of a meme. You know The Flash?
Yeah.
And you know how what's his name? The Batman's gonna be in that movie, but it's
Michael Keaton.
It's Michael Keaton's Batman,
yeah,
right? And it's like it was a meme that's just like like of Michael Keaton's like when he says, "Yeah, I'm Batman," but instead it's a meme of like his ears are like photoshopped.
Oh yeah,
out,
so it just looks like that he doesn't have his
he's
ears.
Like, yeah, I'm man.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
So that was. Like that's a funny moment in like the trailer that people just like start sharing around.
Oh yeah.
So it's like even if you avoid the trailer, you can't avoid like the people trying to like like make memes out of like some of the stuff that they saw it because they want to like just like make a joke out of it, you know.
Yeah.
So.
But no, I hate spoilers for movies that I want to go and like watch and see because I'm all like, again, why are you going to release a clip before like the movie comes out in like 2 weeks? Like why is this important? Why does it matter? And I understand it's like, oh yeah, it's a no nonsensical thing to like keep pushing people to go and watch this movie. We already are hyped about, like, for this instance, Superman, because it's another Superman movie, for one. Two, there's also going to be people that are going to hate watch it because it's not Zack Snyder, it's not Henry Cavill as Superman.
Right.
And so, like, there's going to be a lot of people that are going to hate watch it. Mm-hmm. They're going to be like, oh, it's not as good as Zack Snyder's. Like, why can't we just enjoy the things that, like, are coming out?
Yeah.
Just be glad that we're making another Superman movie, because there's not enough of those. Just be glad we're getting another Batman movie, because we don't have enough stories of Batman that are released. Like, we can't just be happy.
No.
Like, the fan base cannot just be happy with the fact that, like, hey, we're getting another Superman movie. It's another portrayal of Superman. It's another story of this character, and it's a different person that's portraying this character. Like, we never give the people the benefit of the doubt. That's how it's been ever since, like, comic book movies have always been a thing. Like, that's what they said about Michael Keaton being as Batman, because he was a stand-up comedian, and then he was more of a comedic actor. And then everybody's like, what? They're gonna have Michael Keaton play as Batman? Are you fucking serious right now, my guy? And then he fucking kills it as Batman, and he's still hands down one of the best fucking Batman to ever be on screen. And it was like the same thing for Hugh Jackman. Okay, I've never heard of Hugh Jackman. Why is he going to play as Wolverine? And then, like, he fucking kills it.
He's synonymous with the character
and
now.
he's been fucking Wolverine for the last 25 years.
And now everyone wants him to be Wolverine in, like, future adaptations. They want him to be Wolverine.
Right, they don't want anybody else.
Even though he's going to be, like, starting to become really old. They killed off Hugh Jackson's Wolverine only to bring him back again in Deadpool and Wolverine,
right?
Because he's just so popular.
Oh yeah,
characters that are synonymous with that, with like the roles that they play.
Yeah, and it's the same thing for like Henry Cavill. People were like, "What? They're gonna get Henry Cavill to play as Superman? I've never heard of him. Like, oh, this ought to be dog shit." And then, like, it turned out to be everybody's favorite Superman. And then now you got this new guy who's going to play as Superman, and everybody's like, well, it's not Henry Cavill, it's not Zack Snyder, so, like, James Gunn is just going to fuck it up. And it's like, no, James Gunn is going to do a really good fucking job for this movie,
I wouldn't
just
say
because of the fact that he loves the source material so much. He loves comics so much, so he wants to make those adaptations the way that he sees fit, and he's going to stay true to the source material.
Yeah.
He's not just going to make up some random fucking bullshit that has nothing to do with it, like, you know, Thor: Love and Thunder.
I need to re-hate watch that film. Like, we should do Thor: Love and Thunder for a podcast episode.
Just to hate watch it.
Just to hate watch it and just give it an immediate skip.
Yeah.
You know.
I mean, that's what I did for Madam Web.
Otherwise, well, Madam Web was just kind of boring, honestly.
Yeah, it was just dumb.
But it was like Thor: Love and Thunder is bad.
Yeah.
It's not good.
It's not a good Thor movie. Ragnarok is like the best, but again, we talked about this before, where it's all like, he doesn't need to be campy. He doesn't need to be fucking like have one-liners. He doesn't need to be funny. That's not who he is as a comic book character.
I feel like Thor's character has just made this like big change from what he was in the original film to like it was funny when he goes onto Earth and he doesn't know about what like he just talks so weird and he like throws
like
cups
he goes
on the ground
into goes into a pet shop. He goes like, I need a horse, and they're like, we don't sell those. And he goes like, well, I need something large enough to ride. And he goes like, well, we don't sell anything like that.
That was a good bit, but then that's over after the first movie because he just like
because then he just starts getting comfortable to being on Earth, and he's no longer like dumb for it. Like he's no longer a dumb brute like he was in the first movie, because that's who he was in the comics anyway.
Yeah.
But the thing is that like even when they're at the diner and he goes like, what is this? And they're like, oh, it's great, right? It's coffee. And he goes like, oh, this drink, I like it. I'd like another. And then smashes it on the ground because that's what he's used to doing in Asgard.
Yeah.
It's like, that's who he was as a character. And it's like, oh, now everybody loves him because he's funny. And it's like, that's not who Thor is. He's not fucking,
it's like,
he's not dumb funny on purpose. He's dumb funny on accident because he doesn't understand. Like, that's the thing.
Yeah.
So, but like, enough about talking about
we're getting
like,
off
that
topic.
Stuff. I know. Enough about that. Getting
like,
heated discussion about this.
Is there anything else you want to talk about in terms of spoilers?
Well, you also mentioned yesterday of the idea of me talking about spoilers for the post show was that like, how long can you wait to talk about spoilers?
Yeah, that's a good question because like everyone has their own idea. Like some people think that like, oh, I can talk about this film immediately after I go see it because I saw it. So that means that like I want to talk about it so much because
I definitely think that if you have your stuff on the internet, right, like we do, I feel like that like doing a spoiler-free review is good.
Yeah,
having a spoiler review is also good, but you also need to preface this that like with me, all right, I'm going to talk about this movie. It's going to be spoiler free at first, and then it's going to be spoiler heavy later.
Yeah,
and
like I'm gonna
letting people
reviews,
know
like,
when
free and the spoiler heavy.
Right, and it's like letting people know 100%. Hey, I'm going to talk about this movie in depth in spoilers. So if you don't want to freaking learn about this stuff, then leave. Or you can go watch the movie, come back, and then you can like gauge my thoughts on this movie. But if you're just a regular person that just goes watch movies, whatever, I would definitely say maybe the week after. Yeah, not a few days after, a week after. Because
give everybody at least a week to be able to go see the movie and then talk about it.
But
which is like a common courtesy that people should extend to other people. But then it's again having a no spoiler environment is almost impossible. In like the age of information.
Yeah, because like then you also have like people that upload TikToks where they're just like, oh yeah, here's like a spoiler, but they act out certain things that happen in the movie.
Yeah.
Or it's all like oh, the people that if you know you know. Or it's like the people that say like, oh, if you know you know.
I had a scene from Stranger Things actually spoiled for me because I saw one of those like skit type videos.
Yeah.
And it's really, really hard to avoid spoilers, not just because like it's everywhere and it's easily accessible, but also because if your algorithm is geared towards Marvel
like
content
and stuff,
then the algorithm is going to want to show you
more stuff like that.
More stuff that is the most recent stuff, or things that's trending about that topic that you like, regardless of whether it doesn't know morality. It doesn't know whether or not it's right to show you this right now because you haven't seen it. It doesn't care. It just wants to get you this information as quickly as possible because it knows that you like it. Yeah. And so it assumes that you've already seen it if you like it so much. Yeah. Which is like everybody else who does spoilers immediately after they go to see a movie on opening weekend. It's like, I already get enough of this. I already get potential spoilers from the algorithm. I don't need it from all of the rest of you either, you know?
Yeah, 100%.
So it's very dangerous if you like, well, not dangerous. Like we're over exaggerating. It's just movies. Like it's not a huge deal, but like it's very annoying if you do like like you do like watching films, but you don't have the free time necessarily, or even the money, to be able to go and see films as often as you would like.
Right.
When new things come out, because while you may not have as much free time, the companies and the producers who are making these films certainly have a lot of time.
Right. Well, it's also the thing of being like
they're just going to keep pumping these out.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, it's especially like where some people, they don't want to go to the movie theater, or like for whatever reason, it's up to them. But like they'd rather just watch it at home.
Yeah.
So like they'd rather wait for it to come out on streaming, or that they can buy it on digital. That is pretty good, but then you have to wait months
before you can
watch it. So, and then you're having to dodge, especially like the first like week or two after the movie is released, especially if it's a real big popular movie. Then you kind of have to gauge on whether or not that you want that type of thing. Like, and obviously this goes without saying, some people just don't care about spoilers. They don't care if the movie's spoiled, whether or not that they go and see.
I don't really understand those people though, because like
Like my wife doesn't care about spoilers. Like I tell her about like a movie that she doesn't care about, and it's all like, oh yeah, like this happens and this happens. She goes like, oh okay, like that's fine. Like I don't care. Or it's all like, you know, go see a Marvel movie, right? And it's like, oh man, you're like, I saw that this happens, blah blah blah, and she goes like, oh okay, that's cool.
They're probably the type of those people are probably like the type of people who will go see a Marvel movie in the middle and then just not care that like there's several pieces of information that's missing. Right. Like all these characters they don't recognize.
Well, I mean, like that's just negligence. That's not even spoiler stuff.
Not negligence, but like for me, I can't stand that. I can't stand going to go see something, and I'm constantly asking like, who's this character? Why are they here? And only to realize that they were in a post-credit scene of the last movie. Yeah. That I forgot to watch because I happened to walk out of the theater after I was done watching the movie because I was tired of sitting down. I wanted to go home. You know, I didn't bother to stick around to watch the amount of post credit scenes that I've seen for Marvel movies specifically. It's a bit embarrassing how many I've missed.
Well, it's also the thing too, like getting off topic to talk a little bit about Marvel stuff, because like that's all that really is prevalent. But especially now where you get two post credit scenes, and it's all like one of them is shit, the other one is actually setting something up. Yeah. And it's all like, now you can't gauge on whether or not that it's actually going to be important or not by the end of the credits. So because like, especially for Thunderbolts, something happens at the end of the post credits
for Thunderbolts
that happens, and it's actually prevalent for them.
It's actually pretty important.
Yeah. And it's all like, okay, cool. Or it's like Spider-Man, like the first movie. It's all like the end of it was just Captain America saying like, well, you waited all this time for nothing, pretty much. Yeah. And it's all like, that's shit. Or like Ant-Man and the Wasp, where it's the ant playing the drums or chilling out on the couch or whatever the fuck it was. It's like that whole thing.
Like the first one, like I mean, you could say this about like, what do you think of the shawarma scene at the end of Avengers? Did you think that was a good scene, or did you think we
I just thought it didn't really need to be there because it didn't really matter.
Because because me personally, I didn't really think it needed to be
there.
But
I did think it. But
it's kind of funny, but like
the behind the scenes stuff for that scene specifically is interesting, because it's all like, oh, Chris Evans was in the middle of growing out a beard for a movie, being Snowpiercer for the following year. Yeah. Where his beard was growing in, so that's why he was just sitting there. He wasn't eating. He just had his hand on his face, and he was looking away from the camera for that reason. Okay. So, and like that to me is like interesting to hear about. So, but yeah, like now you can't really gauge on whether something is important or it's not in the Marvel post credits anymore. So. But me, as a true Marvel fan, I will sit there up until it is officially over and until they kick me out. So that is how I judge when it's over, is when they go like, all right, buddy, you got to get the fuck out of here. I got to clean this shit. All right.
Yeah, there you go.
Sound good. So, but, yeah, I don't know. Anything else for, like, spoilers or anything?
No, I think we covered our grievances.
Okay.
Spoilers suck. Cool. The end.
Spoilers suck. This goes out to everybody. Honestly, if you guys are going to go watch movies and you guys are going to want to talk about spoilers, like, talk about it with your friends.
Be courteous to those around you on social media.
Right. Like, I'd probably say if you're gonna have a casual conversation with somebody, wait about a week to tell somebody about it. And if they are actually looking forward to seeing the movie, don't spoil anything. Just say, hey, you know what? It's really good. Go watch it. I definitely think it's worth your time. You know, whatever. Don't say, oh, this happens and then this person comes in and blah, blah. Don't say anything like that. Just have it be a mystery to them. So, but with that being said, thank you all, everybody, so much for tuning into the wrap post show for the podcast. Be sure to leave a like, leave a comment in the comment section below. Leave or share this around with anybody. Also, be sure to subscribe to the channel on YouTube and on Spotify. The wrap is only on YouTube up until, because I plan on doing it up on Patreon if we ever get to that point.
Yeah.
I would like to get to that point, so please, again, share this with people, subscribe to the channel, grow this community, definitely engage with it. We really enjoy doing this sort of thing. I do. I don't know about you.
I like it.
Okay, good. Good. At least it's not just one of us. So,
how can you say that?
But, yeah, also be sure to check out our Independence Day video if you guys are watching this. Obviously, it's its own separate thing. But, yeah, go watch the Independence Day video. And we'll see you guys next time.
Yeah.